Hi, if this is your first time to Choice and Travel, my name is Sonia with a quick tip for you. My husband is also part of this channel, but I just want to jump on quickly and just talk to you a little bit about relocating to another country. My husband and I have been watching a lot of travel. We watch a lot of travel because, first of all, we love to travel as well. But we've been watching people relocating from the U.S. to Bangkok in Thailand. And something just really, struck our attention, especially yesterday when we were watching everyone relocating, saying how fabulous it is to live in Bangkok versus the US, how much the cost of living is, and living in these fabulous apartment complexes or condos, which they do. It's very attractive. I was like, oh, I can do this. But yesterday was the oddest thing. We were watching this one gentleman being interviewed by a vlogger that we watch, and he interviews a lot of people that move over to Thailand. And my husband noticed that he kept like coughing throughout this hour and a half show that we're watching. So we didn't really think much of it. We watched him through the show and we were like, it doesn't seem like he has a cold or anything. Maybe he has allergies. Anyway, to make a long story short, we watched another video directly following him and we noticed the same thing. So with that being said, my husband decided to do some investigation on some of the things in Thailand, like is it safe to live there? Is the air clean? After noticing some clouds as well. I'm like, oh, those are just rain clouds. It was raining a few minutes ago. Me, I know everything. He calls me the principal. So we left it at that kind of. But later we found out some things about Thailand that you may and may not know about. So we just want to briefly go over some pros and cons of moving from the U.S. to Bangkok, Thailand. So, some of the pros, of course, the cost of living is much cheaper. You can get a fabulous condo and a beautiful building with everything that you desire in there. I mean, you can literally just stay in that condo without going anywhere. You can just live there. You don't have to go to the store. I mean, you can go to the market and get your food, but those are some of the pros to being there. You can live in an apartment for as low as what they call 13,000 baht per month, which equates to about 450 something dollars per month to live there, fully furnished. Only thing you have to do is bring your suitcase with your clothes and you're set. And also food. The cost of food is cheap, inexpensive. You don't even have to buy groceries if you don't want. You can eat out every night. Electricity bills, all that stuff is much, much lower than you can find in the U.S. Also, commuting, getting around. You're downtown Bangkok. You don't need a car. You don't need to pay insurance or any of that stuff. Also, the weather. The weather is nice. It's warm for several months of the year. Also, Bangkok is a hub for Asia. So you can get to other places like Thailand. I'm not Thailand, you're already in Thailand, but Bali, Vietnam, Philippines, things like that, directly from there. The retirement is family friendly for people that retire. So if you have a pension, your retirement, it could go a long way there in Bangkok, Thailand. So those are some of the good things about living there in Thailand. But there's also your cons. Everywhere you go, people always look at the pros. Oh, this looks great. This looks wonderful. Oh, look at this apartment complex. But you don't think about the cons. There's always cons. Living in the U.S. is wonderful. It's a privilege. So people don't think that you can go over someplace else and you're going to have that same quality of life because it just isn't there. Bangkok is known for severe traffic. So if you need to get somewhere in a hurry, especially by car, even on their little, what do you call those things? Those little motor scooters or things like that. You can be stuck in traffic for a long period of time. The language barrier. Do you speak the language? How are you going to move to a country and not really speak their language? Of course, in the tourist area, you're going to find people who speak English. But when you're in your day-to-day, your neighborhoods, going to your markets, night markets, these people are not going to speak English. So you need to prepare yourself for that, learning the language. And have you thought about the distance from your family? How far you're away from your family? The flight is about 18 to 24 hours each way to fly from the U.S. to Bangkok. And it's very, very expensive. So you're going to, perhaps not be able to see your family as often. Also, employment. If you don't already have a job lined up, like an internet job, or if you're doing blogging, content creator, something like that set up, many of the jobs in Thailand are strictly for the citizens. So you're not going to be able to find a job as quickly, or if you're ever going to be able to find a job in Thailand, because those are meant for the citizens of the country. Air pollution. This is the biggest thing that we found out. The air pollution in Bangkok is double of what it is in Los Angeles. So if you know anything about the smog and all that in LA, and it's double that in Bangkok, you know it's bad. So we figured that's why the guy was coughing. The other guy we saw was coughing, and they probably hadn't even really noticed it, but it was happening like every 2 to 3 minutes. So all I'm saying is do your research, do your homework. Don't be so quick to up and move and leave a place that has things in place like smog control. You have to go get your cars. You have to go through emissions every year to make sure that our air is clean and clear. A lot of these countries don't do that. So you don't want to go any place and jeopardize your health, especially if you already suffer with things like asthma, you have allergies, you have bronchitis. You just want to think of those type of things. But I just want to roughly go through some things that are good. It's a great place. People seem to, especially single people and retired people, they seem to do well there, but you have to have a plan. The rent can roughly run you for a one bedroom, $500 to $1,200. But please keep in mind, we've also noticed on some of these videos, are they really one bedrooms? They actually call these spaces rooms. They're very, very small. So you are giving up a lot of space. There's no place to put your shoes. I mean, it's just very small. So if you're willing to give up space to what you think that you can save money on living in another country, but giving up so much just to save a few dollars, please, when you move someplace, have a set reason for moving to that place. Do you want to know the culture? Are you interested in the culture? Just don't move someplace because the cost of living can, you think is cheaper. Utilities can run you between $60 and $150. Internet, $20 to $55. Your food, roughly, I heard people say $100 for food. So we're going to start with $100 to maybe $250, $500, depending on the size of your family. Transportation, if needed, $40 to $120 per month. Entertainment, if you go out, if you like the nightlife, that can raise up your monthly bills from $120 to $400 a month. But the estimated total cost for living there can range you anywhere from $1,200 to $2,500 per month, depending on your lifestyle. But you also have to keep one important thing in mind. You have to keep in mind the currency exchange, because your rent could be $430 this month. Next month, it could be $470, because you never know what that currency exchange looks like from month to month. So please keep that in mind, and please make sure you have those extra dollars in place for that. And then ask yourself, is Bangkok for you? There's also the weather you have to think about. They have rainy season from May until October with heavy, heavy downpours and rains. So if you love that, the rain, lower cost of living, warm weather, and trying new foods, traveling around Asia, this may be a fit for you. But please do your research. And one other thing, your visa. Make sure your visa is in place, because it's been some times where people had actually left the country to go visit their family in the U.S., and they couldn't get back in because their visa had expired or was no good. So please do your homework. Make sure everything is in place before you leave to go to any country outside of the U.S. to live.
If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, share with your fellow travelers, and subscribe for more adventures from Choice and Travel. Thank you so much for watching.
Travel, husband and wife, Sonia and Troy exploring life, Sonia and Troy exploring the world.